Scottie Scheffler's confession didn't just shock because of one bad week, exposed deeper fractures in American golf that no one wanted to admit. From the very first swing, Bethpage Black felt less like a golf tournament and more like a college football tailgate spiraling out of control. Friday and Saturday were loud, but as Europe began pulling ahead, the hype turned toxic. Videos flooded Instagram showing fans jeering Rory McIlroy mid-swing, booing European caddies, and chanting like it was an SEC rivalry rather than the Ryder Cup. By Saturday afternoon, tensions reached a boiling point golf had never seen before. Sky Sports cameras caught one particularly nasty chant that went viral instantly, turning the scene hostile rather than passionate. The atmosphere clearly rattled the players. Europe looked distracted. U.S. stars appeared shaken, and the line between home field advantage and outright disrespect had been completely obliterated. This wasn't golf anymore, it was something ugly when Team Europe lifted the trophy on Sunday night. What should have been pure celebration felt soaked in tension and bad energy. American fans booed during the ceremony, turning a proud moment into a PR nightmare for the PGA. At the center of it all was Scottie Scheffler, suddenly the most unwilling star in golf's biggest circus, tasked with anchoring Team USA and delivering dominance. He instead opened the Ryder Cup with 3 straight Losissa nightmare start for the world's #1. By Saturday night, the narrative had flipped completely. The best golfer on the planet couldn't catch a break. Analysts dissected every missed putt, awkward pairing, and lack of spark, while Scheffler, facing the cameras head-on, admitted in a post-match interview and heartfelt Instagram post that he had let down teammates, fans, and himself. His honesty, raw and unfiltered, went viral, leaving fans stunned. He didn't blame the noise or the crowd, he simply promised to learn and return stronger. Yet the tone said everything. This was a man shaken to his core. The chaos didn't end there. During the 4-ball session, a beer cup flew from the crowd and nearly hit Rory McIlroy's wife, Erica Stoll. The clip went viral instantly. McIlroy stopped mid-step, checked on her core, and called out the crowd's toxic behavior, demanding real action from event security. The polished image of golf was shattered. Social media exploded, and Team Europe captain Luke Donald confirmed that the crowd had completely crossed the line. What started as a competition had turned into a cautionary tale about fan behavior. Safety and respect proving that Bethpage Black wasn't just chaotic for players, but for the entire sport. Commentators like Tom Watson publicly apologized, calling the behavior shameful and a dark moment for golf. As the beer-throwing incident became the defining symbol of Bethpage chaos, dominating headlines worldwide and sparking debates about alcohol at tournaments. The drama escalated on the course, with Bryson DeChambeau facing off against Justin Rose and Tommy Fleetwood in a tense standoff, while fans swarmed with phones capturing every moment, even involving Scheffler's group. By Sunday, the incidents had evolved into a meme storm, with media outlets condemning drunken fans, security failures, and U.S. embarrassment, and social media amplifying outrage. Ryder Cup legends like Watson expressed shame, and officials scrambled to promise reviews and new safety measures. But the damage was done. The conversation shifted from clutch shots to fan behavior and whether the Ryder Cup risked turning into a soccer-style powder keg, as insiders, former pros, and sponsors weighed in. And the PGA quietly reviewed alcohol limits and crowd control tactics amid sharply divided public opinion. Some fans defended the rowdy energy, claiming it showed how much Americans cared, while others slammed it as the lowest point in modern golf, a sign that the sport's elegance was slipping away. At the center stood Scottie Scheffler, still processing his worst week in years, skipping the post-tournament team dinner and keeping close to his inner circle. fueling speculation that golf's golden boy was cracking under pressure. Meanwhile, Europe stayed composed, with Luke Donald praising his players. And the European team returned home to cheers while U.S. players faced a torrent of criticism. Headlines screamed that Team USA had lost its grip while inside PGA headquarters. Panic set in, with emergency meetings reviewing fan behavior and alcohol sales, and sponsors fretting about viral clips of beer flying through the air. The story wasn't just about losing, it was about American fans losing control, turning Bethpage Black into a global lesson in how raw passion can drown out the sport it celebrates, leaving golf embarrassed on the world stage. Through it all, Scheffler responded with quiet humility, calling the week a failure, a lesson, and a scar, while promising to learn, rebuild, and return stronger. Now, both the PGA and DP World Tour face the impossible challenge of keeping excitement alive without letting tournaments descend into chaos. Leaving a lingering question: who truly lost the Ryder Cup, the players, the fans, or the sport itself? Meanwhile, live tournaments will return to 72-hole play, mirroring traditional tours, a shocking reversal as the circuit grapples with over $1 billion in losses, raising the question of whether this is strategic brilliance or sheer desperation. LIV Golf's shock decision to abandon its signature 54-hole, 3-day format in favor of the traditional 72-hole, 4-day schedule starting in 2026 is nothing short of an earthquake for the tour. Since its founding in 2022, LIV marketed itself as a faster, fan-friendly alternative to the PGA Tour, luring players with lighter schedules and guaranteed money. But behind the glamour, major obstacles persisted most critically: the lack of official World Golf Ranking (OWGR) points, which barred stars from guaranteed entry into the sports for defining majors. After years of struggling and watching players' rankings plummet, Dustin Johnson, a former world #1, now sits 604th. The tour appears to be capitulating to secure legitimacy and maintain relevance. Financial pressures compound the shift. LIV Golf's UK arm posted over $1.1 billion in losses since inception, including $461 million in 2024 alone, raising doubts about the long-term sustainability despite Saudi Arabia's PIF coverage. The format change is thus both a competitive and commercial gambit designed to appease OWGR, attract sponsorship stability, and make the tour viable. Reactions from players highlight the divided perspectives. John Rahm, LIV's reigning champion, praised the move as strengthening competition, while Johnson welcomed a return to 4 rounds, noting it better reflects the grind of traditional majors and improves chances to succeed at the highest level. The switch marks a pivotal turning point for LIV, balancing survival, legitimacy, and the quest for recognition in golf's top tier. Not everyone bought into LIV Golf's move to 72 holes. Rory McIlroy, one of the tour's most outspoken critics, called it a peculiar decision and doubted that adding a 4th round was the real obstacle to gaining OWGR points, arguing instead that the weakened field's worsening as players fell down the rankings posed the bigger problem. His critique struck at the heart of LIV's dilemma. Is this a genuine fix for the tour's structural issues, or just a cosmetic change to stay relevant? On one hand, the shift signals the failure of LIV's original louder golf vision, sacrificing its defining 54-hole format in hopes of legitimacy from the establishment. It once sought to disrupt a move critics see as the tour selling its soul and losing its identity. On the other hand, the switch can be interpreted as a pragmatic pivot. Leadership may have realized that, without aligning to traditional formats, the fight for OWGR recognition and access to majors was unwinnable, and the tour's future hinged on this compromise.